Shalom, and I mean shalom. First and foremost, I want to thank Abba Yahuwah for this opportunity to even say shalom. I thank Abba Yahuwah for the breath that is given to me to use the time, which is another gift that He gives, to address His people, reminding all of us of who He is and just how good and awesome our Father is to us. And I mean good and awesome and forgiving and loving and giving and kind and patient with us and firm with us, but also very loving and gentle when he needs to be gentle with us. So, one of my new subscribers, and I thank everybody for subscribing, though I think you all know that this channel is not about subscriptions. Um, but Elizabeth, is it Elizabeth Price? Um, Shout out to you. I think I got the login right. But I received a notification just a few minutes ago about a comment made on one of my really, really old videos. Video that I made when I was still living in my old condo downtown. Um, and it was entitled Rice and Beans. And the premise to that video was and is that there are times when Yahuwah will provide for us this thing in order to take us to the next thing. So sometimes the rice and beans are provided as sustenance to get you to the steak and potatoes. Small beginnings, if you want to look at it that way, to take you to quote unquote bigger things. But if you're like me, hallelujah, you appreciate those rice and beans, maybe even more so than steak potatoes. Number one, I'm not a big meat eater anyway. Literally, I'm not a big meat eater. But the thing is that sometimes we're shapen in such a way in our ruachs and our spirits that we see great value in what some people consider menial, small. Rice and beans are powerful in terms of what they're able to provide nutrient wise. But rice and beans are also powerful in terms of what they mean when you have nothing, no thing, and yet Yahuwah gives you something to sustain you, to even remind you that He's still with you. Lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the earth, even until the end of the age. So the premise of that video was exactly that, is to recognize the fact that Yahuwah will give us what we need to get from one stage of life, one phase to the other. That He'll give us what we need, and that also, and this was the key, and I heard this in my own voice because it was a video that Yahuwah had given me to record, and it stuck. The words that came out of my mouth were this: we need to stop trying to skip steps, trying to get to the steak and potatoes before we find appreciation for the rice and beans. That's so relevant to me right now that it's unreal. And so it's amazing how past lessons can come back and help you in a great way months, years later. How many of you are, I want to use the term guilty of trying to skip steps in terms of your spiritual development? How many of you, like myself, have proven yourself sometimes to be impatient? You have attempted superimposing your own will over Yahuwah's will. I'm very guilty of that. And I'm confessing some things right now to Yahuwah concerning that. But He proves every single moment of every day just how graceful and how merciful He is, how toward me, how patient He is toward me. And I know if He's doing it for me, He's doing it for others also. There's that old hymn that we used to sing, "It is no secret what Yahuwah can do for what he's done for others, he'll do for you. With his arms wide open, he will pardon you. For it is no secret what Yahuwah and Yahuwah alone can do. So I'm praying for you, and you all please pray for me that we just buckle down and be patient and go through the processes that Yahuwah is taking us through, the training, even though it may sometimes feel like it's taking a long time, it may feel uncomfortable. Skipping steps does not help. A foundation is not built on cracks and crevices and portions missing. The foundation has to be solid. It has to be solidified. So, with that considered, we're going to appreciate the rice and the beans. We're going to appreciate where we are right now. And when Yahuwah desires to get us to steak and potatoes, and I'm using this as a metaphor, right? When he gets us to the steak and potatoes, we're going to still say hallelujah, but we're going to really give him some praise right now for the rice and beans, because there are those whom he's taken his hands off of completely, and they don't even have access to rice and beans. Again, I'm speaking as a metaphor here. Hallelujah, Barak Yahuwah, in Yahushua's name. So be it. And no weapon that's formed against us shall prosper, not even a weapon of the mind to have us trying to get ahead of Yahuwah. Hallelujah, in Yahushua's name. So be it. And so it is.